Let us take a look at another example, example 3. This example has two starting activities and one ending activity. We are presented with this table with activities starting from A and ending at A, and with predecessor activities and duration in days. As usual, we will sketch the network diagram before we proceed and draw it finally. So let's start with the sketching. Activity A and B do not have predecessors. They are starting activities. Activity C and D have A as its preceding activity. So we have that here. So let us have their linkages. And activity F has D as its preceding activity, and activity E has B and C as its preceding activity. Now, the next activity is G, that has activity D and E as its preceding activity, and activity H have activity F and G as its preceding activity. Then activity I has H as its preceding activity, and activity J has E as its preceding activity, and activity K has activity I and J as its preceding activity. So with this sketch complete, we can proceed and draw our precedence diagram, making sure we follow the precedent notation: early start, duration, early finish, late start, float, late finish. So let's arrange our activities in the sketch we see above. So we have this. We have the linkages connected to it as such. Now let's introduce the durations for each activity. So we have activity A being 2, 3 for B, C has 2, D has 5, E has 6, F has 3, G has 4, H has 6, I have 2, J has 3, and K has 1. We will now perform the forward pass, starting with activity A. So we have 0 plus 2 giving us 2. And for activity B, 0, which is also a starting activity, plus 3 giving us 3. Now we will look at activity C and D. So that is 4, 2 plus 2 is 4, and 2 plus 5 is 7. And then we look at activity E, using the biggest between activity B being 3 as early finish, and activity C having early finish 4. So 4 is taken based on the explanation given earlier. So the early finish for activity E is 10. Between 10 and 7 for activity G, I believe 10 would pass, but let's work with F. Having 7 plus 3 is 10, and G having 10 plus 4 is 14. Now 14 goes to H, plus 6 is 20, and 20 comes to I, making 22 as its early finish. And between, I think let's work with J as well. Having 10 plus 3 is 13. And for activity K, 22 will go, even though I and J have to finish before K will finish. I will finish after J is completed. So we have 22 plus 1 being 23, completing our forward pass. The backward pass will then commence with 23 and 22. So 22 will go to both I and J, and 20 will go to H. 20 minus 6 will be 14. 14 will go to both F and G. And then between what goes to D, between G and F, 10 will go to D as well, and 10 will go to E as well. So 10 minus 6 for E is 4, and 4 minus 2 is 2. Then at D, 10 minus 5 is 5, and 2 would have to go to A, and 4 would have to go to B. Yeah, so this completes the backward pass. Now let's calculate our float. Now we have to calculate our floats. So we start with activity A, which is 0. Activity C is 0. Activity E is 0. Activity G is 0. Activity H is 0. Activity I is 0. And activity K is 0. We calculated the float based on the formula latest start minus early start, or latest finish minus early finish. Now let's calculate the float for the others. So we have J being 9, and then we have B being 1, we have F and D, F being 4 and D being 3. The critical path is a path with 0 floats and also the longest path through the network. So we have the critical path being represented with thick red arrows. And that completes the precedence diagram. The critical path is A, C, E, G, H, I, and K.